Sycamore Payments is something that is actually really exciting for Sycamore. It's been a long time coming. We've been working on it for some time now, and it's been something where we're going to add it on to those of you that use accounting features. You're going to be pleasantly surprised and happy with what you're now able to offer your families. We're going to set some kind of expectations, but before I want to go into that, I want to share how really our approach was, can we make it easy? Can we make it affordable? And can we make it all in one? And what we mean by that is, how can we integrate it into the powerful tools and features that you already use? And so that's kind of what we set out to do. And what's exciting about Sycamore Payments is we know that the number one complaint that parents have across the board is, how can I pay the school easier? Or how can I do this? And some schools have said, okay, we're just going to continue to, run through our old school processor. We're going to continue to run check and money order and cash. And it gets a little bit chaotic, as I'm sure everyone on the call knows, whereas like you have money coming in from a lot of different directions. And so we saw this as hey, this is a must have. It's not no longer, oh, this would be great to have. It's a must have. So when we decided, as actually back in the summer, we made an acquisition. We purchased a company called Tuition EP, which actually already kind of fixed this. They knew what the solution was. And it really just made sense. We had already integrated with them as a partner. There's a handful of schools in the Sycamore family that already use Tuition EP, but we said, let's actually really ingrain and embed those tools to really make Sycamore Payments powerful and strong for all Sycamore schools. So expectations, feature overview, what's next, and kind of a Q&A. So let me go through here. Okay, expectations. This is an overview. We're just going to go through the features, kind of show you kind of what's coming. It's not training. We will have a very, as you guys know, our support team's amazing. We're going to have a very comprehensive training that Christine and Carla will lead that and kind of walk you through the steps. What's nice about Sycamore Payments is it's kind of seamless, where there's not a whole lot of onboarding or training is needed. It's pretty much, you send out the welcome email and parents can start making payments. So it's really kind of nice. Now, there's really, the training will be for more powerful things, like how can I make a link public and a fee public? How can I do invoicing? How can I do these other things that will be more specific? As an early adopter, everyone on this call and the other calls, you're going to gain access to that personalized training set up for payments. So we're going to really take care of you through that process. So with that said, let's get into the features. There's a lot, and I'm going to just kind of go over the highlight because there is going to be a lot on our website that we're rolling out that will go into a lot more details. Also, if you haven't noticed yet, we did just finish our rebrand and refresh. So you'll see new colors, a lot more polish going into what we do. There's also going to be an overhaul taking place on Sycamore itself. We're not going to change everything. We're going to try to make it more streamlined for you all to do school better. And you'll see a lot of that kind of mentality of how can we help you do school better. Okay, but as far as the first thing that you're going to see as a administrator, as a bookkeeper, as an accountant at your school, or maybe you wear all of those hats, and I'm sorry, I'm praying for you. But as you go through, the first thing you're going to see is a dashboard, and it's going to give you things like how your revenue is doing for this month, how it's doing for this year to date, how it's doing for the current school year. You can also toggle back and forth between different years and school years and help budget and forecast how your year is going. Also gives other top level insight, fees due this month, late payments. That's the number one attractive. It's right here. This is a demo environment, but that's the most attractive thing administrators go through is late payments. They want to see who's paid, who hasn't, and they click there, and there's a lot of reporting. We're doing reporting different with payments. We're making it where when you click on something, you get a report, and it's not a report, but it's like, wow, that's everything I wanted. It's very intuitive, very modern. It's kind of the way we're taking Sycamore going forward. And also we're going to go through, you can see how many scholarships have been applied for this time period. Fees. Fees are really what is the secret, I hate to say the secret sauce, but the secret power of what Sycamore does. It really is all about how can we make it where it's easy for everyone to create fees, as in administrators, bookkeepers, accountants, or even teachers, or whoever is going to have these roles and these abilities. How can they make it where they can add a quick fee for maybe a field trip, or maybe a t-shirt, or maybe it's if you're an administrator, maybe it's you need to set up a fee for a fundraiser and you have a gold, silver, bronze package. It could be tuition structures. You want to have it 10-month payments or a year annual payment, whatever the case may be. We made it where it's very easy. And also we made it where it's filterable. So if you forget that fee, you can filter by what type it was, or by the due date it had, or the amount it was. And so in a sense, we made it where everything is very intuitive and easy to get to quickly. Obviously pagination and whatnot. So when you click add a fee, you'll be able to obviously add the name, the due date, the amount, which is obvious, the number of payments. Sometimes it's it's a field trip, but it's $20 and we're going to spread it out over 2 payments. And that's the way we're going to set it up. And it's going to be monthly and what have you. What's nice about this is once you start adding in these details, you get a review here down at the bottom that says student will be charged blah, blah, blah for 2 months. And so it's very intuitive, where once you start entering information into Sycamore payments, it gives you that review. So you don't have to wait, did I do it right? It almost I don't want to say AI. I don't believe in AI. I think it's more like machine learning, where we empowered the machine. We empowered Sycamore payments to, in a sense, give you good feedback where you can see what's happening. So it's really, really cool and powerful. Notifications. What's nice about notifications is, let's say it's an urgent fee. It's that last minute field trip. The teacher didn't tell you about it, and you need to pop it in there and get the parents to pay. You can actually send out a notification that will immediately ping them and let them know, hey, this fee is due. What's really nice about this, and I'm going to tease it out here at the end, we're going to totally redo our mobile app, and it's going to have the ability for parents to receive those push notifications on their phone, on the go, and with one tap. They have to hold it for 3 seconds, but with one tap, they can actually make that payment. And then there's also, this is really powerful too. I'm not going to get into this too much tonight, but we have a lot of fee categories, and you can set this up any way you want. What's nice about the fee categories is, for those of you that use QuickBooks Online, we have a full seamless integration that was just completed today with QuickBooks Online for Sycamore payments. So if you say, hey, here's our journal and here's our different accounts and here's how we have it set up, it will sync with QuickBooks Online when payments are made. Now, for those of you going to ask, we don't use QuickBooks Online. We use old school QuickBooks, or we use a different platform. Everything is exportable. So what's nice about that is, if you say, hey, I have this proprietary accounting system that we love, but it's not going to be connected, and can we download? Yes, you can download and import data. It's all of our everything, really, all payments, all fee types, they all export out via CSVs. So you can do a lot of Excel fun, or manipulation of how you're going to present the data as needed. Also, last but not least, so you set up the fee. The next step you would do, it's on that same screen, but when you scroll down, it's adding a student, or by activity. So we've separated this where now you can add students to specific activities. So it might be the basketball team, or it could be by grade. It could be 1st grade or 5th grade. You can quickly add an entire group of students based on activities to this fee. So you don't have to go through manually. You can just, in a sense, say, hey, the whole basketball team is going on a field trip, and all these different grades, it pulls it all in and it sends them that fee, which is nice. So it's very, very intuitive and fast. Scholarships. We get this common question is, and we call everything scholarships. Really, it's fine. Anyone who is receiving some type of financial aid, we call it scholarships. You can quickly apply it as you can with fees. You can update the amount, the fee type, the start date, the end date. So you have a lot of control. You can set it where a student or a family can only use the scholarship for tuition, or they can only use it for books. Or I'm not sure if any boarding schools are on, but if you have room and board, they can only use it for boarding. So there's a lot of really power here where you can specify, hey, this scholarship can only be applied to specific fees. Flexibility of fees. This is something that a lot of requests were made. How can we make it where, when we need to see, hey, on the administrative side, what is the status of a fee? Has it been paid? Has it, has the transaction gone through? They said they made the payment on the phone, but I'm still seeing it in pending. So we use all standard kind of I hate to say the credit card world, the bank world, as far as what statuses will show based on whether they use ACH or credit card. And I'm going to get to that in a second. But you're going to see that status. And so you can see that, hey, they're not they're not telling a fib. They actually made the payment and it's in a pending status or in a success status. What's nice about this, you can also edit the payment. So let's say they come in and they pay $5 in cash and they run the credit card $5. I don't know why they would do that, but let's say they do that. You can actually go in and make some manual adjustments. What's nice about that is it tracks everything. You can add notes. You can, in a sense, see everything that's been done to the file. It does two things. It does auto notes. So in a sense, if the credit card says something or if ACH, their bank says something, it'll add an automated note. Or if you can go in and manually add a note to say, hey, Jimmy came in and paid for Timmy, and I just want to make a note. I'm the receptionist and he paid the whatever tuition balance. So you can add manual notes, or if they're using credit card, ACH, or any type of payment, it'll add those automated notes as well. One thing we like to do when it comes to parents, I want to spend some time on the parents, is parents a lot of times love them, but they want to pay with 15 different ways. So we made it where they can upload whatever amount of ways they want to pay via their portal, in a sense, their pay now area. When they log in, the first thing they're going to do is click payment method. They can add any type of payment method they want. It's up to them. They can add, a credit card, a bank account. They can, in a sense, go through and do anything they want. What's nice about this is that once they start making payments, they're going to be able to download, as you can see over here, they can download a statement. So if they click on this, they can see, okay, I want to download it by school year, fiscal year, or historical. What's nice about this is it downloads the statement and it shows them, well, they also get the payment right then and there as well, but it shows them a statement of what it looks like. Now, this is a fake school. So Sunshine Lakes Academies doesn't exist. I don't think it does. But we use this as a demo school to show that it's going to be branded to you. So let's say they want to, take their childcare and send that to their accountant for some type of tax credit. They can, in a sense, download their PDF and send it to their accountant, and they're done. They don't have to worry about anything. What's nice is they can do a historical download and it organizes it by category. So if they can't write off in their state, tuition, but they can write off, books and room and boarding and, child before and after care. If they can write that off in their state or district, then in a sense, it organizes this statement by each category that they paid, which is really nice. Also, it does allow you to enter your organization's EIN or your, your institutional number, which is nice. And accountants always ask for that. So it's really it allows you to give that to them where you don't have to manage that. A nightmare we heard of a school, they spent a lot of time, the bookkeepers spent a lot of time just doing that. Literally, that was their job for like all of January, February, and March. They were just getting people their statements because all the parents were asking for their financial statements. You now give it to them and say, hey, guess what? You can do it now through Sycamore Payments. Okay. So a lot of times we get, okay, what's next? We do have a roadmap. It's a robust roadmap. One of them is already done. I mentioned earlier, QuickBooks integration. It just finished up today, and we're going to be pushing that out. Sycamore Payments, we are launching that officially in January. So we're looking probably for the mid-January, maybe the third week of January. So it's right around the corner. We're going into QA, which is really exciting. Mobile is also releasing. I'm going to show you that in a minute, but it's pretty much once you get all this set up for mobile, you don't have to do a whole lot. You have your fees set up in Sycamore Payments, and you just need to click send the welcome email. The welcome email will go out to your families. It'll have your logo. It'll have all your kind of information. And it'll say, hey, are you on an Android device or are you on an Apple device? They can download their app, in a sense, set up their payment method and start making payments. They don't have to download the mobile app. They can still log in and, in a sense, do what they're doing now. They're logging into, app.sycamore education and making their payments. But again, it makes it where we see that a lot of times parents are on the go, and we really want to tap into the mobile payment where they see a fees due and they just, in a sense, tap, hold for 3 seconds, and the payment goes through. QuickBooks integration, again, I just mentioned that's done. Donation suite. We have a full very powerful donation suite that we're bringing over from Tuition EP, and that's very exciting. That'll be probably in end of Q1, early Q2, we'll be bringing over donations. I'll also cafeteria fee importer. We have also some childcare. We're going to be tightening up childcare and whatnot. Okay, I didn't want to talk about the app because it's coming. It's right around the corner. This is actually donations. It's kind of exciting. You can actually have campaigns. You can have fundraising events and whatnot. This is what the app will look like. So let's say Samantha logs in here. She can swipe and see all of her kids and parents, or not, we don't even call them parents. We call them bosses, which could be an uncle. It could be an ex. It could be a lot of different things. So it's split up just like in Sycamore, very nice and cleanly. They share what they want to share. They don't share what they don't want to share. But again, they can kind of tap and see and filter by different individual student on what's due. Or they can see, hey, this is everything that's due. So this is the family total due. If they were to click on their student, they would see what that individual fee is due. Here's what else is going to be in the app. We have auto pay control. A lot of schools say, hey, let's just set up auto pay and not have to worry about it. I love that. To be honest, that's the way to run a school, is have everyone on auto pay. However, parents sometimes go through financial weirdness and they want to turn off auto pay because of the financial weirdness they're going through. So through the app, they can actually go in and turn it off. One tap statement download, like I showed you what they can do on the desktop, they can also do in the app. Notifications, that's where really the power comes in with getting your cash flow under control. Is that we've seen a lot of schools where they might be, we have a case study on this about 44 days in the arrears. And it's not every student, but it's the, typical offenders that we all know and love. They actually kind of skew it. And all of a sudden you're running a month and a half behind on everything when it comes to cash flow. What's nice about notifications, and we got to put this case study together, we've seen that the mobile app brings it down to about 4 days. Because you've got to take into consideration a lot of parents hate that notification. When they see it, they're like, oh, it's almost like an OCD thing that we're doing for a good thing. They know they've signed a contract with you, and they now go and make that payment and tap to pay. Donations, obviously that's coming. Payment by total or individual, I mentioned that. You can do a lot of filtering. Historical view, past due, pay with ACH credit card, instant branded receipts. Oh, as soon as they make a payment, based on the logo that you have for your school and Sycamore, it'll send them that, hey, thank you for making a payment, and it'll have something that they can keep. Some people like to print out everything. It's still, yep, that's fine. Child care fee importer, PCI level 1 security, face and touch ID. What's really nice about that is with a lot of phones, we do want to tap into that technology that makes it where we have that added level of security that we don't always get with desktop computers or if they use a public computer. So we do tap into that with that. Cafeteria fee importer, and there's a lot more.